Hello and welcome to this video. Now before I continue, if I mention a show or a part of a fandom, I do not own the rights and they belong to their appropriate creators. Along with that, I am using them just as reference. If you have clicked on this video, then you want to create a fandom or know more about the properties of fandom. Now I know you may have many questions like, why create this video? What makes it officially a fandom? Some famous examples, how to grow a fandom with regulations, and how to make your own. Let's first start on the definition of what a fandom is. It is a term used to refer to a subculture composed of fans characterized by a feeling of empathy and camaraderie with others who share a common interest. To somewhat simplify, it's a bunch of people liking the same thing. In this way, it is a lot like a religion. And on how the people are gathered around about a topic that they like. In this case, the focus of the religion. Funny enough, some fandoms or material become a religious thing for some people. So in some ways, religion once started off as a fandom, but with more rules to dictate the way one should live. While this sounds mean to religion, and I mean no offense, so sorry to those who have just been offended. Now, let's just start on looking at what comprises a fandom. In total, it comprises of 3 parts that make up a fandom. The first part is the creator viewer. These are the viewers that make additional content like music, parodies, original songs, artwork, fan fiction. Now, fair warning, some of these items may contain some questionable material. You could try to contain or destroy its source, but that would take forever, for it seems that it'll always appear. Now, the second portion is to the creator, the content's worst nightmare. Critics. While they provide criticism to the main content, they can provide a funny outlook or good reviews to possibly grow the content. Unfortunately, they are not alone in those that are known as haters. Though there are some good ones, but there are sometimes good suggestions, but sometimes they do not affect the already planned out content, but could affect future possible episodes. The final part of the fandom is the average watcher. They're just the average person who watches the content and enjoys the content. Now, there are numerous different ways to show enjoyment to the content. Now, let's look at some famous fandoms and see how they grew. To do that, we may need a bit of magic or a natural disaster. So that is never going to happen. No, wait. I need to show examples. So what will happen? Oh no, a tornado!
Man, my head hurts. Oh great, now I have a whole new body. Great, the mechanics must be way different. Wait, I have wings now. I know I shall fly away to a land unknown. Ah. Damn, they don't work. Okay, from what I can tell, I am now in a quite infamous fandom. My Little Pony is friendship. So with this show, it has a target of many different people and many different demographics. Yet the reason why this fandom grew is from those who remember the original show, some hipsters who find it cool, yet the main reason why is the curiosity that brought up from news, the internet, and people talking about the group known as bronies or male fans of this show, bringing more people to see the show and then continue watching it when they see it, why it caught others' attention. For a show that is mostly caters to a young female demographic, that obtain a much older and male group of followers. So what attracts these groups to people watching the show? In my opinion, I think it is the sense of happiness it provides, which is a lot of other cartoons do, just that this show got more notice than other shows have had. I also think that to some, the characters are relatable in a sense. People who have a hard time expressing themselves, so they find a connection to one of the main characters, thus wanting them to see what adventures they go on. So, who is to say that this is wrong? And since it's not hurting anyone, just let them be. Sure, there may be some extremes into the fandom, but there's also those who are normal people that you could see at a convention or next door neighbor. And you can see this with basically any fandom because there are in both sides the extremes and the normal everyday person. Well, I think that's all that's here. Now, if only I can get out of here. Oh no, not again. I curse you, my editor! Okay, now what world am I in now? Oh yeah, fantastic. It is anime. Okay, this is a bit more broader subject than one particular show. Yeah, since some shows are short and do not build a fan base, it quickly goes away. Because of how short some animes are, so just to cover a wider base, I decided to just the cover the genre, how the genre grew, characters, and how it became popular. And the overall anime can be considered the most diverse series of fandoms. There are many different genres, no matter what topic there is an anime you may like, though I shall warn you that some could be perverted. Also, if you name a set of random words like Demon Butler England, there is an anime that will match this topic. For instance, Black Butler. Let's try another one. Girl Monster Comedy Romance. Daily Life with Monster Girl. So that is just a couple of examples. Now, this fandom has first started in Japan and in the 1990s was brought to America by Cartoon Network's Toonami and some of the other broadcast companies. Not all continue to grow to become popular that were brought over, though the main three that got the main attention from most people to get into anime are called the Big Three. These big three are Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Now, each of these shows had a different characteristics, yet they all had good stories, some comedy, and action. For kids, since some of these shows were a bit too grown up, the main animes I consider that got people into it when they were kids were Pokemon, Digimon, and Dragon Ball, with Sailor Moon too. Nowadays, anime has grown to a much bigger thing and has permeated Western culture. It has, as some would say, infected many fandoms, where some fandoms transform the original work to this form, or the fans do themselves in parodies or just art. So, there are just too many characters that it is impossible to describe them all. Yet, in the deep void of anime, there may be a character that you will like the most. I will admit, I do have some characters that I like the most. So I think that covers most of everything. So natural disaster, come save me and bring me back to the normal world. Adios!
Glad that's over with. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed my antics. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. How to create a fandom. The truth is, you cannot. It is a natural growth. But you can help with its growth by finding others and talking about the topic more, along with trying to get others to join you. Then depending on how good the content is or to which group it'll grow, but otherwise it may be a failure and sometimes you'll have to accept that. So you could create the content and grow it yourself, but try not to force it to grow at a rapid speed. I think that is everything. So this is James Hoffman saying, let your inner child free.